When your child is struggling, it can feel like your whole world is falling apart. And in a way, it really is. And today we are talking with comedian and author Kristina Kuzmic to talk about her book, I Can Fix This. And she's also performing in Salt Lake City, and we are so happy to have her here today. So thank you so much for coming here today.
Thanks for having me.
You have had such an interesting career journey. Tell us a little bit on how your career has evolved from being a parent, a comedian, and an author now.
Yeah, so my goal from the beginning was to be for others what I needed when I was at my lowest. So I started posting these funny videos to make parents feel less alone and not feel guilt and all the stuff that parents, we do to ourselves, right? And got offered a book deal. That was the first book. Got offered a tour. It just sort of evolved into this thing. And then my son started struggling with mental health, and I was never going to talk about it publicly, but then he said we should. And it's interesting how the goals stayed the same. I want to be for others what I needed when I was my lowest, and I needed someone to be blunt and talk about mental health without any shame.
I love the title, I Can Fix This. Why that title?
So that always gets me choked up when I even think about it, because the title is I Can Fix This, and then the subtitle is And Other Lies I Told Myself while parenting my struggling child. And when your kid is in a deep depression, or my son was very suicidal, as a parent you just want to fix it. You want to fix it, and you go into fear mode and control mode. And I write about all the mistakes I made and all the things I tried to control and had to realize are out of my control. And then in the last chapter, he actually wrote it. And that is such a gift. I'm so proud of him for writing so bluntly and honestly. But also, I hope that parents, that it'll help them hear from a teen's perspective what he felt, what he needed from me, the mistakes I made during this time. So we just really hope that this book helps.
You mentioned, I've seen some of your posts talking about when a child does say that they're suicidal, how to acknowledge that pain, because I think there's a part of a parent who just says, I can fix this, I want to make this better, I want to make this go away, but it's not that simple. It's not like a child who has a boo-boo on their leg. So what do you do?
So when a kid says to a parent, I'm having these thoughts, suicidal thoughts, of course we parents freak out, right? Because we love our children so much. And then we go into, no, you don't really feel that. No, think about everything you have. You're so grateful. Look at all the stuff. And what we're really saying with that is what you're feeling is not real. Don't focus on that. And we are suppressing them instead of validating them and saying, I believe you. I believe you. And that's got to be so tough. It's got to be so scary. And I'm here to support you, okay? Let's learn together how I can best support you. That's what they need to hear, not no.
And that's a tough thing for parents to do.
It's so hard. I write in the book how at one point he tried to numb his pain by cutting. And everything inside me wanted to scream, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And instead I had to just take a breath and clean his bloody arms while just saying, how did it make you feel? And did it help? And what can we try next time? And it's so hard to keep that calm when your kid is struggling. It's so hard.
I really appreciate you sharing that journey, and I'm so glad to hear that you and your son are in a much better place now. That's incredible. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing here in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, so I had a show last night and then again tonight at Wise Guys. It starts at 6:30. It's a comedy club, but I warned the audience from the beginning, this will not be a typical comedy show. There's a lot of laughter, but I also go there when it comes to mental health. I speak about it openly and vulnerably because I believe that shame is killing our children. It makes me want to cry. And until we get rid of the shame, we will keep losing our loved ones. So I just want to, and my son too, just talk about it, because we should talk about it openly, just like any other health issue. So many people, since this book has come out, have said, you're so brave, Kristina. Your son is so brave. I live to see the day when it is not brave to talk about mental health openly.
Unfortunately, I have to say it as well, you are so brave. So Kristina, thank you so much for coming on and sharing this important topic, and hopefully someday you won't have to be considered brave about this.
Thank you so much for having me.
Wonderful to have you on.
Thanks.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.